Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to today's reading. This is going to be a very quick reading on what is coming towards you in your love life. So what in terms of love is approaching you? We've got 3 piles here today. Welcome to the Priestess Sophia. Here we're about channeling your highest guidance. So that is the intention that I work with. That is your most empowering guidance, the guidance that's going to be the best for you and everyone involved. And I encourage you to, whilst you listen to your reading, listen to your own body cues, your own insights, your own understanding that comes up. That's going to help you connect to your Priestess Sophia, to your divine wisdom, right? To your intuition. So, like I said, we've got 3 piles here today. Our first pile, we've got this lovely selenite crystal. Okay, if you're resonating with this crystal, then maybe this is the pile for you. But if number 1 just feels good for you, go for that too. And then we've got this tumbled aventurine. This is pile number 2. And then we have pile 3, which is this beautiful, very cute, and very soft and gentle blue calcite. Now, I do want you to know I have pre-laid out the cards. I don't know what the cards are, but I have chosen them beforehand because I wanted to save time, because I'm a bit pressed for time today, but I wanted and I felt I needed to do a reading. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, beautiful being, is take a deep breath in and then exhale, feeling your roots coming down from your feet into the ground. We want to ground so that we make the right choice when we choose a pile. And then breathe in that beautiful energy you get from the earth up those roots into your feet, into your body. And then breathe into your heart center. So that's the space in the center of your chest. And as you connect with that space, connect with the cards and feel which pile resonates the most with you. Is it 1, 2, or 3? Please pick one. And beautiful being, I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we're looking at what's coming towards you in your love life. So this is going to be quite a quick reading. I've already chosen the cards so that we can just jump straight into it. If you haven't seen in the pile picking, here we're all about following your highest guidance. So please pay attention, what comes through for you whilst you're listening to this. What is your own intuition telling you? What's your body telling you? Okay, so pile 1, you chose this selenite crystal. So selenite is one of my favorite crystals. You see I've got 2 over here. It is a very spiritual crystal with a really high vibration. It's a really great cleanser of energy. So for me, anyone who's always choosing this, there's some sort of cleansing that's going on, some sort of purging that's going on. And what I'm feeling specifically with this pile is there's a lot of clarity that you're actually seeking. You want to be clear on things and you want to start making clearer decisions. If that's not what you're thinking right now, that's what Spirit is really advising you and pushing you towards. There's a greater need for clarity here. I'm not going to go too much into that. So what we're doing here is we've got 3 oracle cards, which I am just going to put here on the side. We'll get to that. Okay, so we've got 3 cards, which is past, present, and future. So this is what's coming towards you in your love life. Your first card is the Page of Wands. Your second card is we've got the Fool. And your third card is the 7 of Wands. Okay, so what I am sensing here, pile 1, is if we look at your past energy, we're looking at the Page of Wands. So this for me is there was some sort of a fling, some sort of a new spark. I feel actually, because we've got the full energy over here, that the spark is still kind of sort of developing. Some sort of fling that you were in, some sort of relationship that is still really, really growing. It feels like it could have been something that was very casual. It doesn't feel like a serious relationship. Page of Wands can often be a new love interest. So definitely in the past, some sort of new love interest wasn't a serious relationship, kind of casual, but very exciting, very fun, lots going on, lots of messages shared, really vibing with one another. I also feel that this person that you're involved with dresses particularly well. As you can see, like this person is particularly well dressed in their very fancy coat that they've got here with a nice little hat too. And now we've got these rabbits here as well, which is really pointing to me very strong sexual connection, strong sexual attraction. So I'm feeling a lot of sexual chemistry too. So this is definitely past energy of that relationship. I do want to also say that I feel for some of you that you actually met this person while on holiday, while on a trip. And I'm seeing that because we've got this campfire in the back, I had to point that out. It might have even been like a very spontaneous kind of trip as well, I feel. There might have even been a campfire involved. And I'm seeing for some of you, you looked across the campfire and literally looked into this person's eyes and you were like, that person. So there was definitely a spark. And I think I mentioned this word earlier too. So what I'm seeing here is in the present, where this is now, because we've got full energy, is this can be really like falling in love. But what I'm also seeing is this kind of, I want to say that there's kind of confusion here, because we did get the selenite in the beginning. So I feel like there's this kind of, am I falling in love? I don't know if I am. I don't know where this is going, what this is about. Is this going to get more serious? I feel like one of you actually moved kind of on a little bit and moved into another kind of, I don't want to say another situation with a person, but the sense that I get, because with that Page of Wands energy, I felt like very strong traveler energy, that you may have been in the same place for a while and then one of you moved to another space, right? And you can kind of see there's like, yeah, there are these two people, two kind of opposite people as well. This one wearing darker clothes, this one wearing lighter clothes, two unlikely matches. And I feel one of you is kind of like waiting, wanting to know what's going to happen. And the other has kind of just moved to a different space, right? And I feel like this is what's happening here with you, is like, what's coming next? What's coming next with this person? I feel people who have chosen this pile are really asking about a very specific connection with someone. And what I'm seeing here, 7 of Wands, unfortunately, I'm going to be just like frank with you. We're doing a short reading, get straight to the point. 7 of Wands for me is telling, because this is a lone figure and 7 is a very self number, it's very much about the individual. I don't feel that this is going to necessarily move into a relationship. I feel what you're actually going to end up learning in this relationship is to have clearer boundaries, be more honest around yourself, what it is that you want, and to really stand up for yourself in terms of what it is that you need. Because what I'm sensing right now with this kind of fling energy here and the fool energy here, there's a lot of fooling around, lots of playing, lots of fun, but there's no clarity. One of you wants something a little bit more serious, the other one not so much. So this is also guidance from spirits coming in the way that you've got to stand up for what you want and be really, really clear around that. And I feel what that's going to do is it might actually push this person away. That is not a bad thing. It is what is necessary right now, pile 1. Okay, so we're going to look at your oracle cards quickly. I'm going to read from the book, from the goddess card, so that we're clear on what the message is there, because I feel like the messages in that book, more than a lot of the other decks I have, are very powerful. Okay, so we've got 9 here, which is energy liftoff. So this is something very exciting, something moving. It's giving me this idea of an aeroplane as well. So I do feel that there's this holiday romance, travel, kind of fast-paced moving thing here. So that's what this energy is really, really about. But because we're getting such a lot of green energy in this card, and I'm seeing also some yellow here, that whatever this connection is inspiring, like we have here with the 7 of Wands coming through, is a lot of like clearer understanding, like moving in the right direction. Remember we spoke about here with clarity coming through with the selenite? I feel that even more so with this card, that's what's coming through here. It's you getting like crystal clear on actually what it is that you need right now, whether you're okay with the fling or not. Do you want something a little bit more serious? That's also okay. But I feel like this card is really bringing that to the fore. Let's see what we've got here. Deception. Yeah. So someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So for me, this is where that clarity is coming from, right? I said, remember, like playing the fool, one's being serious, one's not really being serious. So for me, that's kind of where this deception is coming from, is that this person that you're asking about, they're not as serious as they may appear, or as they have suggested, or even as you may have falsely perceived, because sometimes we see things in people that aren't really there, right? So this card's coming up here. I don't pick this card, it's there, right? Again, selenite, purification. Purifying is getting kind of rid of energy that's not serving you. And sometimes this can also point to kind of your own deception. Remember, for a lie to actually work, there's one person telling the lie, but then there's another person who believes the lie. So that means for it to have power, it has to be complicit. Someone has to say yes to that lie. Someone's got to accept that lie. So it's kind of like when you get lied to, it's because on some level you really actually wanted to believe the truth of it, whether it was conscious or not. So there's a lot of understanding coming around something like that for you. All right, so we've got Elan of the Ways, patterns. You see how we've got these colors mirrored here, and I spoke about the yellows and the greens. So this for me is really healing in the heart chakra and also in the solar plexus in terms of who am I in a relationship? Who am I? Who am I as an individual? How do I show up? What identity do I take in a relationship? And how is that affecting the dynamic? Because Elan of the Ways, what she talks about is she talks about your habitual patterns, your kind of behaviors or dynamics that you create and get involved in that produce the same kind of result. And she's asking you to question that, to challenge that. If we look at the number here, we've got number 12. For me, that's number 3. And we've got a 9 here. 9 is a multiplier of 3. So that for me is 333, right? That's a soul lesson. Whenever I see 333, I always know I'm going to go through some spiritual lesson that's going to be ultimately for my growth. I get freaked out when I see it, I'm not going to lie to you, but then I always know something is there to teach me something bigger. Okay, so this card has come up upright. I'm going to read the message that she's got here. Oh, and before I do that, I'm just going to interrupt and say, if you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. It's very much around the energy exchange. I do these readings because I love to, and I feel like I need to give and share, and I'd appreciate you appreciating it. And if you're getting something out of this reading, please just like it, subscribe. It's something that really does help me, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Okay, so have you noticed patterns in your life that lead to positive experiences? Developing positive habits introduces new patterns into the fabric of reality and will support your dreams as they take form in the material world. It takes awareness and discipline to make this happen, but you can do it. It's time to allow the experience of a new happiness, right? So we were talking about you here, 7 of Wands, standing up for what you want, getting clear about what matters to you in a relationship and what it is that you want, instead of messing around with people who want to, have a fling, fool around. And that's where that clarity is, getting straight to what it is that's going to actually bring you your happiness. If you do, that's change your patterns, right? Elan of the Ways, the Celtic goddess of paths and patterns, will show you a new way to your dreams. Beautiful. All manner of miracles are possible. Now is also the time to build bridges across any divides with others that have temporarily separated you. Your path is clear. The way will be shown as you make new choices for your life with the goddess known as Elan of the Ways as your happy guide. So essentially the message here is get clear about what you want, what do you need in a relationship, what it is that you stand for, what are your values. Cut through the nonsense, stop fooling around. That's what's coming for you in your love life. And that is going to lead to new choices, new patterns, and consistency in that. That's going to ultimately lead to a massive breakthrough. That's going to actually bring you what you want. That's going to bring you what you want. So that's what's next in your love life, pile one. Remember, if you like this, do subscribe. And remember to like. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, do check out the description box. I'm also an energy healer, an accredited energy healer, and I also teach energy healing. And if you'd like to work with me, check out the description box too. It's been a pleasure reading for you today, pile one, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the Tumbled Adventurine. This is such a beautiful crystal. I really like it. I also like to sleep with this one. This is actually a prosperity stone. So if you're looking to attract better relationships, lots of money, wealth, abundance, it's abundance in all forms, but particularly around your relationships and also money. This is a great stone to have. What's also awesome about this stone is because it's a green stone, it also works with the heart chakra, right? So it's attracting abundance to you in a way that is really, that's really aligned with your value system and like what really matters to you, right? And this is what the stone really helps with. It helps you discern between what you really want emotionally and what you don't want emotionally. So it brings a lot of emotional balance and in a very grounded way, which is quite beautiful. So I feel what's happening with this pile is manifesting, actually, really manifesting from the heart space what the heart wants. And that's a beautiful place to be in terms of love. And it's definitely what's coming next for you in love. Now, if this is your first time at the Priestess Sophia, here we're all about channeling your highest guidance. So that's your most empowering guidance. I'm not going to tell you what I can feel the collective wants to hear, because you can read tarot like that, where you actually tap into what people want to hear in a reading instead of actually the highest guidance. And that is my purpose here. I've already prepped the piles, haven't looked at the cards. I've got 3 oracles that I'm going to put over here, which I'll look at the end. We've got 3 cards here. This one's going to represent your past, this one your present, and this what's coming towards you, your future. And what I'd like to say is, if you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. If you find that you're getting something from this reading, please do like and subscribe. It really helps the energy exchange. All right, let's start with your first card. We've got the 8 of Cups. This is quite a grand 8 of Cups, I must say. I feel like it's a very dramatic 8 of Cups. I mean, 8 of Cups is generally dramatic, but this one is particularly so. Usually you'll just see him walking away on the beach, but here we're walking away from like a hole, something that was really kind of dark and empty, and moving into a space where like it's, you can see like almost opposite, like where things are filled, where things are happening, where there's something actually going on, where there's light, you know, when the moon is very important here as well, like it's illuminating things for this person. So I'm feeling that in the past there was definitely some very, I would say, kind of a darker relationship. For some of you, I feel like you just came out of quite a depressive kind of period. The person that you may have actually been involved with may have actually been really struggling with some dark episode in their life, or you going through that, or mutually going through that. And I feel like that brought up a lot of self-inquiry, actually, is what I'm really, really getting from this. And for you and this person to have to face a lot of, this is quite a deep message, pile 2, a lot of emptiness within yourself, and looking at darker spaces, things that you've hidden from yourself. And I feel that it was actually a really beneficial experience. I think it was exceptionally emotional. I do say so because we do have the adventure in here, but I am feeling quite strongly that you've actually come out of it a much stronger person. So that was something definitely that happened in your past and is determining your love life at the moment. Okay, so Now we're at 10 of coins. Isn't that beautiful? Went through such a tough time to choose something better, and now is in 10 of coins, which is a very powerful, beautiful place to be in terms of love. This is quite stable. As you can see here, we've got these women hanging out with one another, picking fruits, playing with the kids, just reading here. So where you're at in your love life right now, I feel like you're actually quite a stable situation. If you're not in a relationship, I don't think this is your pile. I'd suggest you either pick another pile or another reading. But I'm feeling where you are as a person and in your relationship is in a very solid kind of very serious, very clear space around what nourishes you, and in quite a nourished environment as well. Okay, so what's coming next towards you in your love life? We've got 3 of Swords. Wow. Ooh, that is an intense one to have. So this is interesting, because it's like, how do we go from being presently into a very nourished, stable space to going into sorrow? I feel like I need to draw a clarifier for this. Give me a second. So beautiful being, I just saw 555 as I was moving back into the space to do the reading. So there's definitely a lot of change coming through, because this is 2 very, very opposite energies. I feel if you want to click off right now, because I feel like a lot of you might, then it is actually necessary for you to do that. But if you feel that you are called to continue with this, which I feel is quite necessary, because I do feel that this is important, there is some sort of thing that is going to come through in your heart space that you need to face. I don't think that it means the end of the relationship. I do feel that there's a massive change. I feel like, because we've got 10 of Coins here as present energy, and I was saying this is your relationship, I feel that there's going to be some inquiry in the heart that is very important, that does relate to what happened here. And I don't feel that this is going to be a negative inquiry. It's a necessary kind of clearing of the heart. I do feel that for some of you, if you're in a stagnant situation, I feel that it is going to actually end. Okay, let's see. Final clarifier on this. I'm using the only deck that I have that's with me right now, which is the one I work with. So we've got to work with an older tarot. Okay, yeah. We've got 10 of Swords energy here. So I cannot lie to you, pile 2. I've got to say, whatever you've got going on here, it's going to end. I do not know why it's going to end, but there's some sort of there's a discovery that's going to come through for you around a very grounded thing in your heart. So yeah, that's the thing that keeps coming through for me, is you are going to learn something in this relationship that is going to show you something very deep in your heart that you need to know. For some of you, I do feel that this is a warning that there might be a betrayal here. I'm going to see what comes through with the clarifiers, with your oracle cards, but I do feel that there might be a betrayal here, and you will know about it. So if you are questioning that, like everything looks hunky-dory, you're all very happy family, but there's something dark here that has concerned you around this relationship specifically, then I feel that it is very important that you talk about it and you get upfront about it and you do a very, very deep inquiry in your heart. Okay, so we've got Brigid, creativity spark. So this is telling me, and it's coming up in reverse. I'm going to read this. But because Brigid is about creativity, this is sacral chakra. So there is healing. There's healing that needs to take place here in the sacral. But because we've also got a lot of green, and you chose the adventurine, it's also sacral and heart. And we got heart energy here too, right? So there's some sort of clarity that really needs to come through in the heart. And that kind of like what you're seeing right now, the stability and everything feeling very nourished is not what it seems. Is not what it seems. This is a very interesting reading, pile 2, I must say. Okay, energy that we've got here. We've got 12, we've got happiness. Okay. And then we've got past life relationship. You have known each other before. I feel like I need to draw more clarifiers because I'm just getting more of a story here the more that I look at this. Okay, I know what this is about. For those of you who are still here, I feel like this is the hardest reading that I've had to just do because I work with the energies as they come through and the story develops. So what I'm sensing here is this kind of darker relationship that you did have. I feel that it is with the same kind of person. I feel like you've walked away from this person and then you kind of go through some sort of cycle with this person. So it's like staying, walking away, coming back. But what I'm feeling needs to actually happen. And I know I said that right in the beginning, this is for people who are in relationships. I do feel that actually for now that I'm looking at it, it's weird that it felt like you're in a relationship and we've got past life relationship here. Is because what I'm feeling here is that there's kind of like a replay of a betrayal. And that's why it feels that you were with this person, but now you're with this person again. Ugh, that's why that's what was so weird about it. And I feel what is going to happen in this relationship is that you're going to have to face some sort of past betrayal that has either happened between the two of you, which I do feel in a past life. If you're into that kind of thing, that's what I actually feel is going on here. Or you're going to have to confront in this actual healthy relationship a past betrayal that actually really, really affected you. And this is where this healing energy is coming from and this happiness coming from here. Previous pile also had a 12. So there's 3 energy here. So 3 for me and 3 here again. There's a massive soul lesson going on here. So these are all very spiritual piles going on here in this specific reading. And I feel that it's got to do with like deep heart lessons, deep spiritual lessons. But that kind of makes sense because I probably attract people like that because that's my vibe. Okay, so let's be clear. The person you're dating, you have a past life connection with him. It seems like there's a cycle to this. What's going to happen here is that you're either dealing with that past betrayal now, being with that person, or for some others of you, you've had a past betrayal with some other person that now you're in a stable relationship and you're now going to have to look at that past betrayal and actually address it and heal it, okay? And this is important for you in order to have a healthy relationship. 10 of Swords can speak of an ending of something, but we're getting this as a clarifier for this. So it's the ending of real sorrow. But in order for that to happen, there has to be an inquiry in the heart around that, right? And 10 of Swords often also talks that the worst is over. So the absolute worst, the worst things that happened here with 8 of Cups, that's done. It's finished. In Afrikaans, we say dis klaar. We say it's finished and klaar. Okay, so now I'm going to read this Brigid. This is how she looks upright, but I'm going to read her in reverse because she came up in reverse. And this book's messages are awesome, so I think it's worth me reading it. And it is the Goddess Power Oracle Guidebook, if you're interested in the deck. What I do want to say is, if you haven't yet, do remember to like and subscribe. It really helps with the energy exchange. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, do check out the description box. I also do healing. Do check out the description box there and you'll be able to access my website there too. Alrighty, so pile 2. Your message is an alignment message. And this message is, sometimes you get into a creative slump and you feel frozen in midair, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of the next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind, or you can't think of anything to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas are gone. Brigid, or Bridget, I don't know how you want to say it. Bridget offers you the alignment task of moving your attention away and remembering what it was like when you were little, when you finger painted and drew stick figures and played with your pals in the sandbox or playground. What moved you and lit you up then is the same creative spark that can move you now. Playful curiosity is what's called for. Don't take yourself or your current conditions too seriously. It's time to be free from the burden of expectation you've set upon yourself. Don't try so hard. The triple goddess of the hearth, the forge, and inspiration brings all her aspects together to help you sparkle. So what I'm getting from that message, you'll get your own kind of messages too, but what I'm getting in terms of this is whatever inquiry is coming towards you, whatever betrayal that you've had, that have to look at now and finally end it and finally put it to bed. The best way to approach that is, like we have here with this happy face and with Brigid here, and what Brigid's advice is from a place of joy. See this as something that is going to bring you more joy, and see it as an opportunity to end things that have sat in your heart for a very long while. All right, wow, what a very deep reading. Pile 2. I almost feel like pile 2s are always the most deep in this group. Do remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support so much. It has been an honor to read your cards. I send you thousands and thousands of blessings, and I look forward to doing another reading for you, and I'll see you in your next reading, beautiful being. Bye, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at what's coming next towards you in your love life. So that's pretty soon, what's coming up right next for you. That's the most important thing for you to know. If this is your first time at the Priestess Sophia, we're here to channel your highest guidance. That's your most empowering guidance. Not just what you want to hear, what's actually going to be the best for you in the long term and for whoever else is involved. So this is your pile 3, if you chose this blue calcite. I really love this crystal. It is very calming for me, even just like playing with it right now. I can feel it really calm the left side of my body. So what I am feeling here that your feminine aspects do really need a little bit of calming, pile 3. What this also brings is emotional intelligence and emotional clarity. So it really helps you it's not just about like knowing what's good and not right for you, but it's in being able to also express that, because we've got a blue stone, right? So it's a lot about expression and truth. But it's not just what do I like, what do I not like, but really embodying that in your truth and in your knowing, and trusting that. It's also a very calming stone. So I'm really feeling who's ever choosing this, there's a need to find more, getting more in touch with your sensitivity around feeling, excuse me. So all right, pile 3, I've already chosen the cards for this reading. I haven't looked at them yet, so I don't know what they are. We've got 3 articles. I'm going to put them here. So we've got 3 cards here. We've got past energies, present, and future. And our first for past is we've got 10 of Swords. I feel like the people who chose this actually have a cat, and it's weird because this is actually a dog, but it looks like a cat. When I first saw it, I was like, I feel like I'm getting cat energy here. So past energy here, I feel like something ended. It needed to end. So you're coming from a relationship, and I feel like many relationships, actually this isn't just one relationship, this is many relationships. I'm feeling many relationships that have just ended badly, or ended and drained you and made you really, really tired. I actually feel like that has been a pattern for you, pile 3. I'm really getting that, because I'm so drawn to like the number of swords in this person's back, and I never really look at that when I look at 10 of Swords, but with you I'm really getting that. So I do feel that you're coming from a pattern of just a lot of failed relationships. So where are you now? I feel this person is single. I feel like this is a single pile. I don't feel like you're in a relationship. And I feel where you're at. Now, this Two of Coins is looking like the infinity symbol to me too, this little gadget that this person has here. And I feel like where you're at, you're really evaluating your energy. So we were talking about emotional clarity and knowing, right? And expressing that. So what I'm seeing is going on here is you are really looking at what you need from people. So not just the type of person, but like what is it that a relationship is providing for you? And what is it that you need it to provide? And I feel like kind of taking a very playful, kind of fun game kind of approach to this. I don't feel like it's I don't feel like you're in a bad space. I actually feel like you're in a very empowered space. And again, we were talking about these kind of like balancing energies that came through with the blue calcite. I feel like the Two of Coins it's about those choices and how your choices are really helping your energy and balancing your energy. Okay, all right. So what's coming next toward you? We've got the Tower. This is not a bad card for me right now. I know it looks like terrible, but what I'm seeing here is you are going to go through a massive, massive breakthrough in terms of your love life. Everything that happened here, like all of these ideas and all of these old relationships, all the idea patterns that you had in your mind, they're just going to break apart. And I'm feeling that there's going to be a massive surprise for you in terms of what actually comes through for you. I want to draw a clarifier here because I'm only drawing one card, and I mean that Tower is usually a negative card, but it doesn't feel negative to me. Okay, so we're getting Five of Pentacles. Okay, getting as a clarifier, and we're getting five of Wands here. So what I'm really seeing is massive change. So massive, massive change. Because this Five of Pentacles energy, what that is giving me is this kind of like everything, the old ideas being left out in the cold, all of that, your view on that, how you see that, that's all, you're going to have to be confronted with that. A lot of you might resonate with pile 2, just saying. And I feel that you're going to have to actually combat a lot of because I had like a lot of people here, and we're having so much people energy here too. Like just look at all these people that show up in these 3 cards. As I'm feeling that you're going to have to like really evaluate people in a like here we have this Two of Coins energy, Two of Pentacles. You're gonna have to really evaluate people in a lot more grounded, kind of discerning level, and really see if they actually match what you want. And there's going to, funnily enough, with this Five of Wands energy, I feel like there's going to be a lot of competition for your energy. And the key for you is to not get into this kind of abandonment wound pattern that you had here. I feel like it's going to come up for you. It's going to come up for you with these new people that are competing for your attention. And that's why the Tower is here, because there's going to be a lot of truth coming through, a lot of breaking down coming through, and you've got to be ready for it. So I do feel that is actually what's coming for you. I don't see a relationship yet. I see you meeting a lot of people and having to weigh your abandonment wounds and how they contribute to your relationships breaking down. But then also look at where the people are actually building you up. And I just feel there's a lot of like interrogation going on, lots of breaking down. Energy going on, and I don't feel that it's a bad thing. And I feel that through that process you're going to be quite surprised by what comes through. There's going to be a lot of emotional knowing, clarity coming through. Let's see what oracle card you have. Iris, communication, right? Talking about blue calcite and expressing and that kind of knowing. And remember, I said lots of people competing for your attention. You having to break through the like kind of vet these people. And I feel like that's going to happen through lots of conversation. That's what's coming through there. Oh, look at this. Number 34. This is the mirror reflection, the reflection card in this deck. This is the Divine Guidance deck by Cheryl Lee Harnish. And here again, we get this blue energy, right? Look at that. So a lot of throat chakra going on. A lot of actually looking at, does this work for me? Does it not work for me? And if we look at this tower energy here, and we look at this crystal and it's becoming water, it's like breaking down the things and deconstructing things, and actually deconstructing things with people as well, to see if they're actually true, if they fit, if they're in alignment with your truth. Yeah, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And I feel that's what's really going on here. I feel there's a lot of, remember we spoke about the knowing of your feelings and emotional clarity, and here we've got romantic feelings coming through. So here this card's just confirming there's going to be a lot of exploration around that, not only in how you speak about things and who you speak things with and the people that you're around, but actually being very real with yourself about what you feel for the different people that come up in your life. Because I kind of feel that for some of you, because we've got Two of Coins energy here, this just kind of makes me feel like, because I said it's really playful, that you might even be like using an app or something and dating online. So those that you're dating with, I don't see anything serious coming in. There's a lot of opportunity, but the opportunity for you is to more deconstruct and get real about what you feel, get real about what is truthful for you, and enjoy the communication, enjoy the exchange that comes from that. I'm going to read this card over here, because the book is so much better than many of the guidebooks that I've read on cards, and it would be a shame for you to not get this message. And what I'd like to say at this moment is, if you haven't yet, to remember to like and subscribe. It does really help with the energy exchange, and I really appreciate it. And if you'd like, tell me in the comment section how this has resonated for you. I'd be keen to hear. All right, so what we have here is clarity in communication is called for, as your words will have great impact on others right now. It's a wonderful time to start writing that book, telling new stories, and sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others. You have everyone's ear, so choose your message wisely. Others will also desire positive and fruitful communication with you, so get ready for some amazing new opportunities to come from these discussions. What did we say, right? Just remember to stay open and be clear about expressing your deepest desires, always speaking with integrity, kindness, and respect for yourself and others. The Greek messenger goddess Iris is thrilled to help your words take flight. Communication improves in all your relationships when she comes to visit. Most important, however, Iris reminds you of the communication you have with the universe. You are in a mutual dialogue, and now is the time to pay attention to the signs and omens in your life. Trust this important yet subtle communication. It will never lead you astray when you listen and act accordingly. And how amazing is that, right? I was talking about this like game energy too, and that kind of also feels like manifestation energy for me. And that came through in pile 2, funnily enough, as well. And what I'm feeling here is like, there's this pattern, right? And we want to break through that pattern. And in order for you to create a new reality and bring in new experiences, it's going to be through truthful emotional expression here. And I feel like you're going to go through an experimental period with some people that's going to help you understand that. And the more positive you can be about this experience and allow your feelings to show you about yourself, the better for you. Alrighty, pile 3. What an interesting reading. It's been such a blessing reading your cards. Please do check out the description box if you'd like a personal reading, and remember to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you'd also like to book me for healing, do check out my website in the description box. It has been an absolute pleasure reading for you today, pile 3. I send you so many blessings, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in your next reading. Bye, pile 3.